So, here we are with Dan Stuart for the concert of tonight. I'm going to tell some questions about the concert and about your career as a musician. So
we got Chris Cacavas here too.
So, how about the alt country, the evolution of this through the 80s, and how about it now?
The evolution of, come again?
Hard country.
Hard
country.
Okay.
No, andiamo dritti.
Did you invent that term?
No, sorry.
I wasn't aware I played country music.
Yeah, but you are taught to play this music.
I don't, they come up with, they come up with, they come up with boxes they want to put. I don't understand. I don't even know what is country music. I don't know what it is. To me, Hank Williams was one of the original punk rockers. So I don't. Maybe Chris has more.
I don't know. What did was it the Del Fuegos who said? No, it was Tom Stevens from the Long Riders, and he's like, we make music for folks, so we make folk music, Yeah, I mean, it's music for the people, so to say.
Music for the people.
But the biggest folk music today is heavy metal. Think about it. It's all around the world. You can be a very minor artist and tour all around the world playing heavy metal. So it's a type of folk music.
Yeah, that's probably the new folk music.
But we go back. I don't know how Chris feels, but I very much feel like I'm generation 77, 78. My aesthetic as far as music, as far as, well, actually going into, literary things as well, as I feel, punk rock was my generation's thing, and in 1978, if they would have been doing spontaneous sculptures, I would have been doing that. If they were doing street theater, I did whatever was available, and it was music.
So you define yourself as a punk artist?
I believe my aesthetic has to do with those original values of freedom, of not letting anybody define who you are. My son thinks punk music is guitar music, but punk rock did not necessarily have more guitars than any other kinds of rock and roll. It had all sorts of stuff. There really was no sound. It was an attitude. So I feel like I still have that punk attitude, very much so.
Your fingers.
Well, I'm just checking my fingernails whether I have to cut them because I have to play guitar later tonight, or try to play guitar.
Okay, so how did it happen that you began to play the raccontano without trying the camera?
Hello, ciao, ciao Chris, ciao Dan.
Ciao, ciao.
I ran into Bramo probably around 2006 when Green on Red decided to take advantage of, we knew that the world economy was going to collapse. So before that, we decided to get back together to make as much money as possible, which we did pretty well in 2006. And we came down here and we played a festival where we gouged too much money out of him. And
so now Dan's pretty much trying to pay back a little bit of guilty debt.
Karmic debt.
Karmic debt, yeah.
But what happened was I heard his music, and driving around, first thing I heard was a soundtrack he was doing for a television show. And I just realized it was so much better than the music that he was supporting, through losers like me. And I kind of told him, I said, listen, you got to quit being so nice you got to quit romanticizing Americans so much, and you got to do your own thing. So that's how I met Bramo, and I don't know, Chris, probably, you've been down here a couple times.
Well, that was also the first time I met Antonio, and we met again when he brought us back down for Steve Wynn playing Bob Dylan songs, and actually, I don't think I've ever, oh no, he brought me down for Hanabi, that's right. So we met a few times throughout the years.
In Italy?
Yeah.
I have to say, I just came off playing, a month of gigs, United Kingdom, Scandinavia, Italy, with him, and he's as brilliant to collaborate with and to play with as anybody I've ever played with. So he's a pleasure.
And he's played with some damn good musicians.
Yeah, played with some good musicians. But, you know, he's just, the problem with him, as always, is he's got this romantic notion of a sepia-toned kind of Americana. He's too much into T-bone hairnet and stuff like that. But we're trying to cure him of his naive idealization of blues and country and this kind of stuff. So, you know, he's getting there.
And he's a much better guitarist than he was a cameraman. Although he's probably
Okay,
good.
but tell us about your philosophy about food. Because I've been told that you have a particular thought about which are the best restaurants in the world.
You mean as far as Italian music, Italian food being the best in the world?
No, in the world. I've been told that.
I think you're probably referring to, let's say, if I took Gramo to a pho place, or actually pronounced pho, but everybody calls it pho, which is a Vietnamese noodle soup in a clear beef broth. If I took him to a restaurant in LA and he orders something besides that, which you take him to a place that's famous for a certain dish and he orders something else, you might want to say to him, listen, what are you doing? I just brought you to a place where this is what they do. So he's probably doing some sort of passive-aggressive comment about my knowledge of international cuisine. That's probably where you're coming from. Now, on the road, oddly enough, his nickname on tour just now was Burger Boy, because all he would order were burgers. No matter, England is not particularly known for the quality of their hamburgers. But he would order a burger every night, and then when they would bring it to him, he would say, "What's all this bread?" "Well, you ordered a hamburger, dude! A hamburger comes on a bun!" All right.
Okay, so let's say bye to our listeners and to the Burger Boy. Bye. See you later.
See you, Burger Boy.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.